another episode of 5 Minutes with Jesus and Jesse. Last week we discussed 1 Peter 5:7, which said, "Cast your cares on God because He cares for you." I think it's important to expand on this a little bit because there's some very good verses before and after that verse. So I want to go over those today. So we're going to start in 1 Peter 5, verses 5 through 8. It says, "In the same way, you who are younger, submit yourself to your elders. All of you clothe yourselves with humility towards one another, because God opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on Him, because He cares for you. Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour." So, can you truly cast your cares on God without being humble? That's the question that has kept coming up in my mind this week. And we're talking about casting your cares on God, not just communicating your cares to God. So let's dive into that. Casting is an act of forcefully or purposefully throwing something. So if you think about fishing, if we're talking about casting a fishing pole like a line or a net, when you cast, you aren't just delicately putting the line or the net out in front of you. It is a very forceful throw to get the net or the line out far enough for it to serve its purpose. So when we talk about casting our cares on God, it's the same thing. We're not just communicating those cares to Him. We're not just letting the line out really easy in front of us, hoping that that'll be successful and that will catch us a fish. We are forcefully throwing it. And so when we talk about casting our cares on God, we have to be purposefully and forcefully casting, throwing our cares and concerns on God. So if we're not doing that, what does that mean? If we're just communicating our cares to God, that is a form of pride, because in doing so, we are still holding on to control of the situation. So if we're just communicating our cares and concerns to God, we're like, "Hey God, just want to let you know what's going on, but don't worry, I got this. It'll be fine." That's not what God's saying here. He's saying, cast your cares on me. Cast them. Purposefully and forcefully throw them on me so that I can take care of them, because I care for you. So when we are not sharing and not truly letting God have control of the situation, we're holding on to it thinking that we can do a better job than He can, and that is pride. That is pride speaking through and through. So we have to relinquish control and purposefully let God do what God does. That's take care of us. So it says, God opposes the proud but shows favor to the humble. So humble yourselves, truly cast your cares and concerns on Him. And then He says, if you cast all your anxiety on me, I care about you. I'm going to take care of you. And then He says, be alert and of sober mind. So if you think about this again, any situation that you're going through, if you are still replaying scenarios in your head, you're still stressed, you're still worried, you still have anxiety about the situation, then you're not coming to God humbly and submitting those cares to Him. And I say that because if you're not truly casting your cares on Him, then you wouldn't be replaying those situations in your head. And I know that's a really, really hard thing to do. And that's something that I also struggle with, is truly relinquishing control. But that's what He's calling for here. He's saying, relinquish all the control that you think you have, which you actually don't have, to me, and I'll take care of you. So anything that is plaguing us with just filling our thoughts and filling our minds with all these what if scenarios, or what I could have done, or shame, or fear, or worry, any of those things that are happening to us, that is a sign to us that we're not truly casting our cares on Him. So if you have things like that you know keep just continually plaguing you, they are not allowing you to be sober-minded, because what are you thinking about? You're thinking about those things. So when the enemy comes to attack you, or when the situation happens that throws you off guard, you're already in the weeds because you're still thinking about all these other things. And so when this happens, you just continue to let yourself go down a bad path. If we humbled ourselves, gave God those concerns, casted all of our cares on Him, and then a situation happens, we're being vigilant. We already know God's got that whole situation under control, and we can be focused and of sober mind to recognize the enemy's attacks as they happen and to be vigilant and to fight off what is going on around us. So when we talk about cast your concerns and your cares and your anxiety on Him, humble yourselves, truly cast them all on Him, and then you have a sober mind. Your devil, the enemy, he prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. And let me tell you, friend, if you're not giving God all those concerns and those cares and those anxieties, you're the person that he's going to come attack. So truly, let God handle it. He knows what He's doing. He's got you. He will take care of you. And you can be sober-minded and be focused on other things going on and be focused on God instead. And that's a way better place to be.